This is group 3B, and we are talking about ADHD and ADD. The three topics we'll be discussing is dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia. Lily will be describing the difference between ADHD and ADD.
So the first video is a link that shows the difference between ADHD and ADD.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. I think I found the single biggest productivity hack of 2020. It's this Google Chrome extension called Speechify, and can you also help us understand the difference between ADHD and what we hear a lot, which is ADD? Oftentimes, a lot of people get confused with both.
Yeah. So in the past, they used to differentiate between ADD and ADHD. Now, according to the latest research and the DSM-5, the Diagnostical Manual of Statistics, states that it's all ADHD. So you have ADHD. Some individuals have it with inattentiveness. Some individuals have it with hyperactivity, and some individuals have it with both. The reason, though, that we call it ADHD is even if you have ADHD with a specific and inattentiveness, you still have some of the hyperactivity. It's just not as prevalent as the inattentiveness. The same way with the individual that has hyperactivity. So if you have ADHD predominantly hyperactive, you still have some of the inattentiveness, just not as it doesn't affect your life as much.
Okay, and the second link is a video that describes what ADHD is.
Welcome to my definitions and answers series, where I explain common terms related to ADHD. Since this is the first video in the series, let's start with the basics. What is ADHD? Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, is a neurodevelopmental disorder as defined by the American Psychiatric Association in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, or DSM. ADHD
Wait, Lily, aren't you supposed to say that?
What am I saying?
Don't you say like now Courtney is talking about dyslexia?
Oh, can you cut that part out?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, give it a second. And now Courtney is going to be talking about dyslexia.
My name's Courtney. I'll be talking about dyslexia. Dyslexia is defined as difficulty reading. Children often mistake letters like B as D and the number 6 as 9, as well as words like no as on. There are so many more, but these are just a few examples. The brain is reversing, inverting, and missequencing the information. It is not a visual problem, normally outgrown by age 7 or maybe a little later. In another form of dyslexia, the mind accurately sees the word but is slow to connect meaning. This occurs for teenagers. They will most likely read very slow and have to reread material to understand the information being presented. Challenges of dyslexia. For teaching, students may have difficulty with reading, writing, and processing information. Difficulties for reading include decoding words, understanding what they read, with reading comprehension. Difficulties for writing include poor spelling, organizing thoughts on paper, slow or labored writing. For learning, students may have challenges with writing, reading, spelling, and other language skills. Reading and writing difficulties include reading aloud, omissions and repetitions in text, proofreading, mispronouncing words. Memory and concentration difficulties include poor memory retention, verbal memory, and working memory. Two technologies of dyslexia. Audiobooks can be very helpful for students with dyslexia who have a hard time with reading. Students being able to hear the words instead of having to read them from a book will help them comprehend what they are reading. Scanning pens is a useful tool that if a student would need help understanding a word or phrase in a textbook, book, etc., they can use a scanning pen and scan what they need help with, and the definition comes up right away on the screen. Now, Lily will be describing what dysgraphia is.
Dysgraphia is defined as difficulty writing as a result of dyslexia. This entails poor motor coordination or problems understanding space. In a student's writing with dysgraphia, there will be many spelling errors and illegible words. Motor clumsiness or visual spatial perception will affect only handwriting and not spelling errors. Challenges of dysgraphia. For teaching, students with dysgraphia present challenges like difficulty with letter formation, spacing, writing fluency, spelling, and overall legibility. Key challenges include slow writing speeds, spelling errors, copying difficulties, and low self-esteem. For learning, students that have dysgraphia have difficulty turning their thoughts into written language for their age and ability to think. Different writing affects handwriting, spelling, sentence structure. Communication affects incomplete assignments, disorganized writing, and difficulty communicating in general. Technologies of dysgraphia. Keyboards and touchscreens can also help kids who struggle with handwriting. Keyboards and touchscreens let kids input letters and words through typing or touching the screen rather than by using a pen or pencil. Speech to text allows users to verbally convey their thoughts and ideas, which will then be turned into text. This software is particularly beneficial for people with fine motor skill limitations and physical disabilities. And now Livia is going to be talking about dyscalculia.
Dyscalculia is defined as difficulty performing mathematical calculations. Math can be difficult for students. That does not mean they have dyscalculia. Students with this have trouble performing and understanding simple math concepts. Challenges of dyscalculia. Teaching students with dyscalculia can be challenging due to their difficulty with math concepts and skills. Some difficulties include listening to count, problem solving, mental math, with time and money, spatial orientation. Students who are trying to learn with dyscalculia have challenges with math concepts, often leading to frustration and low confidence in their mathematical abilities. Key challenges include basic number concept, number facts recall, conceptual understanding. Technologies of dyscalculia. Desmos would be a technology that students with dyscalculia could definitely benefit from using. It gives these students the ability to explore math concepts through dynamic visualization. GeoGebra is another technology that dyscalculia students can utilize. It is a free source that offers graphs and symbols to explain mathematical concepts and procedures. And then I also made an interactive handout. So there's a Kahoot that's about 8 questions.
And then our multimedias. The first video talks about different types of dyslexic people.
Yeah, often comes as a package deal, meaning that you don't just have dyslexia, but you have another learning difference aside from your dyslexia. This is true for over 62% of dyslexics. Hey, my name is Ari, I'm a dyslexic, and I have a master's degree in education studies. And this video is my part 2 on combination.
And the next 2 links are the videos that we showed at the beginning of the presentation. And the last link is an online dyslexia test that you can actually take.
And that concludes our presentation about ADHD and ADD. I hope you enjoyed listening and seeing all the videos about it. And that's the end.